Have you ever looked at your life and thought, okay, I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing right now? Maybe a relationship ended, you started a new job, lost a friendship, moved, or just stopped feeling like yourself suddenly. You know you want something to change, but the idea of fixing your entire life feels overwhelming. And I think that people make starting over sound way more dramatic than it actually is. Like you need to wake up tomorrow as a completely new person with the perfect routine, a perfect mindset, and your future completely figured out. But honestly, starting over usually looks a lot smaller than that, and we don't talk about it enough. Sometimes it's taking a shower after lying in bed all day. Sometimes it's going outside, answering an email you've been avoiding, or finally admitting that something in your life just isn't working for you anymore. Hi guys, welcome back to Bloom Her. This is really just a space where we can talk honestly about healing, confidence, routines, mental health, and obviously becoming the best version of ourselves, but in a realistic way. I'm not sitting here pretending I have everything figured out, because I definitely don't, sister. I'm also in a season of rebuilding parts of my life, trying to become more consistent and feel more like myself. And one thing I realized is that when you feel lost, you start thinking that everything needs to change all at once. Your health, your body, your relationships, your finances, your routine, your career, everything. But when you try to fix your whole life in one day, you usually just get overwhelmed and end up doing nothing. I mean, that's what happens for me at least. So the first thing that I'd recommend doing is to just be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what is actually making me feel disconnected right now? Is it your sleep, your environment, your job, the way you've been taking care of yourself recently? Sometimes we say, my whole life is a mess, when really there are only a few areas causing most of that stress. You don't need to solve everything right away. You just need to figure out what needs your attention first and delegate your time efficiently. Another big part of starting over is just letting go of the things that feel familiar to you. You can miss someone and still know that they weren't good for you. And you can outgrow a friendship and still feel sad about it, and that's okay. You can appreciate an old chapter of your life without needing to go back to it or hold on to it. Starting over is really just about giving yourself permission to build a life that fits who you're becoming and not who you used to be. And instead of making a huge list of 20 things you need to change, choose 3 small things. 1 thing for your body, 1 thing for your mind, and 1 thing for your future. Maybe that looks like going for a walk, journaling for 10 minutes, and applying for one opportunity that you've been wanting to apply to for a while. Nothing extreme. The goal is just to get yourself moving again, because when you feel lost, movement matters more than speed. Also, a tip would be to keep your routine simple. On a difficult day, a successful routine might just be getting dressed, drinking water, eating a proper meal, and completing one important task on your to-do list. It doesn't need to look impressive. It needs to be realistic, and realistic enough so that you can actually repeat it and be consistent in your routine. Start keeping small promises to yourself. Don't promise yourself that you're going to completely change your life in 30 days. Promise yourself that you'll take a 10-minute walk tomorrow and do it. Promise yourself you'll put your phone down a little earlier and then do it. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, you rebuild trust within yourself, which then helps build your confidence, because you're proving to yourself that you can actually make your actions match your words. You're going to have days where you fall back into your old ways, and you're going to have days where you feel unmotivated again. That doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't erase all the progress that you've already made. And starting over isn't just one huge decision that you make once. Sometimes it's a decision you have to make again every morning for a while. You do not need to be fully healed, completely confident, or have the perfect plan before you begin again. You just need one small step away from the life that isn't working and towards the life that you actually want. Starting over does not mean you failed. It just means that you finally realized that you deserve better. Let me know in the comments what part of your life you're currently trying to rebuild. And remember that you're not behind, you're becoming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.